Good afternoon guys, and welcome to today's vlog. It started off as basically just the idea of a general walk in the woods, but I've left Rach back at it's like a little cafeteria at the entrance of Rushmere County Park, and I've entered into Ranmere Woods with the hope of trying to find what I was looking for before Christmas, which is a abandoned pet cemetery in the woods and also a car graveyard. I don't know how many cars there are, but I believe it to be out there. So anyway, I'm already knackered. I've been walking for the best part of nearly an hour. Come and join me. Let's see if we can do this. This is seriously dead quiet around here, but it's pretty cool. It looks totally different in the spring and the summer, even the autumn, to what it does in the winter, because as you can see, all the trees are barren. Nice little brook there. Obviously some sort of ranger or forestry commission has come up and built this round it. Surely this little pile of wreckage, old metal, can't be all that's left of the cars. It just took me eye as I was walking through, see a glimmer of white, and thought, oh, maybe it might be some of it. Or maybe there's more around here than I expected. More car parts, and this time there's some chrome. So I'm obviously in the general area of where things are. Well, I ain't got a clue what's underneath that mound. Is that rock? Is that steel? Looks like steel. Maybe nature has truly taken over. There's more sticking out here. Does anyone know the reason for these hides? Because I haven't got a clue. Whether it's something that an animal can bed down at night that the rangers put up. It just seems weird. I'm kind of getting to the thinking that nature has swallowed what I've been looking for, which is cool that it's taking over again. I believe there's a motto that turns around and says basically just don't give up, because I found what I'm looking for. Surprisingly enough, you ain't seeing it yet. It's in my peripheral vision over to my left. I've been looking, I mean, I don't know what condition they're going to be in. They could be a right mess. I come up here, I think it was around Christmas time, looking for some old vehicles. I believe they were like 50s, 60s. There was a lot of chrome involved in them. I might be totally wrong. I've not gone over there to have a look yet, but if I pan round over there, that certainly looks like steel. So let's go and have a look, see if my thoughts, ideas, premonitions have come true, and that is a car graveyard. Okay, for directions to find what I'm about to go and have a look at, if you looked at my previous video searching for these around December time, I think the vlog, the picture with the vlog starts, has got an upside down van in the woods. That is situated probably about half a mile in that direction off to your left, and the parking area is off to your right, probably about another half a mile to a mile. You follow, basically what I've done is followed the horse track routes which wound down around the woods, and that's where I found bits and pieces of cars, and then I've come across this lot here. So let's go and have a look. They certainly look old. I've not got a clue what make, etc. they are until I get closer, and even then the state of them, I don't think that's going to tell us. Jesus, what a mess. So I can tick off car graveyard on my Urbex list. What is that? Some people have said it might be a taxi, but that don't look like a taxi. There's a lot of chrome about. Van of some description. It's even still got the steering wheel on it. Whether that's original or not, I don't know. Door handles are chrome. It's some sort of van. And it's just been used as an area for people to dump stuff. I'd say that had possibly a flatbed going out the back here. It's sunken into the mud and just rotting away. And there's a couple more over here. Anyone got any ideas? Was that a 7-stud wheel? So that makes it quite a bit bigger than just a normal van. That's more of a truck. I haven't got a clue. Nothing that really says anything that I can rub off with my finger to give a name. Someone out there will know. Going to go out on a limb here, guys, and turn around and say that this is probably a late 50s, early 60s Bedford. Could it be a Sherpa van? I'd say Bedford. But that is a mess. Nature has truly gripped hold of that. A lot of little bits, remnants about. Looks like a door handle. Bloody hell. Jeez, it's the floor. That just shows you that is actually a door under the grass there and the earth. Oh yeah, this is certainly a wreck. It's what I was looking for. I was expecting a lot better condition, to be honest with you. Well, the question has to be asked, how did they get up here? Was it someone who just dumped them? Were they involved in a crime? Chunky old lock. Were they placed here just to see how nature would take over? Who knows? But I can tick this off on my list of things that I always wanted to find. That can be classed as a car graveyard. Correct me if I'm wrong. Might not be the best condition, but it's all there. That's obviously the bonnet off this vehicle. Right, let's go and try and finish this job and find a pet cemetery. Just briefly see this description on there, if that means anything to anyone, they can pick it, work out what it was. Is it military? Now the last time I was walking around this area, I come across a bird watch, like wooden shack, and when I got back after doing the vlog, a guy at work turned around and said that he actually went up the same day and found the grave, so we might get lucky. This is a place where your old mountain bikers would come out here, following the trails. Some places it's dry and leafy, other places it's quite boggy underfoot. So I haven't done, I've just put on an old pair of trainers, but if you do intend venturing out here, possibly bring yourself some wellies. Nearly falls arse over tit. Yeah, see that? Mountain bike trails. This is certainly less busy than the other park. The other park's probably got the best part of maybe 500 people in it at the moment. This one here, maybe myself, a man and his dog, and that's pretty much it. As I said, the idea is find this bird watch that I found last time, and I could, I'm not saying I will, but I could find the graveyard. I believe that's called King's Lake. There are fish in there. I think it's a private fishing lake, but I haven't got a clue what sort of fish. You'd have to look that up. Okay, this is the shack, so apparently I'm in the area where they are. This abandoned pet cemetery. I think it's just going to be a matter of keeping the eyes peeled. Oh, that's got worse since I was here, and that was only a month ago. We're somewhere around here. Could do your help, Rich, right now. Help if I open your sodding eyes, but there you go. Ah, I don't believe it. I was literally right next to it. Last time I come down here, I walked up there, fell arse over tit through some water, went in there, filmed in there, come out and walked straight up that way. If I would have kept my eyes peeled, taken about 5 steps further on, I would have found this. An abandoned pet graveyard. I knew it existed, just didn't know where. That looks like Jester, 1946. Timothy, that sounds like a cat's name, 1951, 15 years old, very possibly. Oh, that's a lovely name. Here lies Barney, 1947. That's a dog if ever I've heard of a name. Hugh, could be a dog, a little dog perhaps. 55, 35 even. Topsy sounds like a cat. '30s again. And who's this one here? Patch, certainly a dog. 1937. Wow guys, you've been here a long time, that's for sure. I hope people have come along with their doggies to introduce them to you. But what a good find. So it did exist. I've actually done something right for once. Whether that rock place there means it's a more current dog has come and join them. Someone's obviously painted rocks and placed them here in the past. You can see that. I ain't gonna touch it. But there you go. There are some decent people out there. But the thing that makes me wonder is the story. Who owned them? Where did they live? They obviously walk the dogs and cats. Well, I'm saying there must all be dogs for the fact that they all come up here in the woods. unless they just wanted the cats to be with their brothers and sisters and they then come here at a later date. But this is literally miles from anywhere. I think I've got to walk at least a mile and a half in each direction to actually come to any sort of property, and them stones will not be light unless there was once a property that stood around in this area that I don't know of. Maybe someone does. Early signs of possible spring turning up. But yeah, great finding these guys. All the best to you. Rest in peace. We found it. And so we've achieved it. We found a car graveyard abandoned in the woods, and to me it had to be old vehicles, and they were certainly old. One possibly military. I'll try and investigate that a bit further later. Then went on, found the pet cemetery, also abandoned in the woods, and you turn around and saying them graves go back to the 1930s, so we're not far from 100 years old. And as I said, I don't know of any properties that would have stood in this wooded area, so make of that what you will. People must have really loved their animals a lot to carry them big tombs, well, big stones, because they must weigh a good 15 kilos easy, into the woods and place their beloved animals beneath them. And they're always here for you to come and have a look, which I think is really quite peaceful. Anyway, I'm going to make my way back now, find Rach, and then we'll go into Rushmere and have a walk around there, because job done here as far as I'm concerned. I achieved what I wanted to achieve. I could have given up and just thought, nah, didn't want to do it, but I didn't want to finish the story of turning around and saying I'm looking for a pet cemetery, I'm looking for a car graveyard, without eventually finding them. Now I can move on. Happy days. If I can, again, like the vehicles, I'll try and give you a starting point for which you can come and locate them yourself. If I can find myself a landmark, looks like a sign or something over there, because I'm pretty much just following a trail that I just passed some pleasant old fella walking his dog around, and he's come from this direction, so finding a trail for you guys would be much easier. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but an abandoned pet cemetery is quite a cool find. Okay, so the area you're looking for is Kingswood. This is what we found. I think it's got a UR here, which helps. Right, you are here. The pet cemetery is at that junction there. That is there's that bird lookout. The wooden shack is about here, and the pet cemetery is right there. And if you look on Google Earth, you actually see it. Someone's actually put pet cemetery down there. But me, myself, last time I walked around here, whereabouts, I'd say the vehicles are around this area. Possibly here. Along here. And the lake area is around there. Yeah, cool. I get that feeling, just that little sense of unease that I'm not alone again. Usually it just means a deer. I'm quite good at sensing things walking parallel with me just through the woods. Too early in the day to be foxes or badgers, I would have thought. But it's certainly something I'm hearing Could be another dog walker, but they're quite a way off. You know, you just hear that distinctive noise of things being stood on. Some interesting fungi. Certainly wouldn't eat that. I think it's because you don't eat that's attached to trees, but most of the stuff off the ground you can. Otherwise you have some serious hallucinations. Said I wasn't alone. You just sense these things. He's obviously got a dog because he's carrying his little bag of poo with him. Oh, someone on a bike as well. As I said, the area I've just come from is Rammermere Moor, Kingswood, Kings Lake, etc., which is to my left. To my right, where I'm heading, where Rachel is currently having a drink, is Stockwood Park, and Stockwood Park goes into Rushmere County Park. So it's all accessible to everybody. A lot of people come up here dog walking, etc. There is a fee for parking, unfortunately. I think we generally pay about between £4 and £6, but that sees us here for most of the day. As you can see, they're coming into view. There's an ice cream van next to the little cafeteria shack, which does all your usual sausage bat, bacon bat, full English breakfast, cakes, teas, coffees, etc. There's a sundial situated over that way, but we're going to walk further in, walk through the park a little bit, not too much. Although saying that, I know what I'm like, I can continue forever, and show you guys the other side. Walking parallel now with Stockwood Lake. So this is the lake that's got the little bathing house, bath house. Some people say boat house, which is just an old derelict ruin now, like a little brick shack towards the other side of it, which will come into view very shortly. But this lake is just full of moorhens, ducks, a few geese, swans at the back there, and of course thousands of fish, mostly little. I'm just coming into view now. That'll be your old bathing house. Used to have like a changing room facilities on top of it with a thatched roof many years ago. We're talking 1800s. No point in even trying to get on there because there's nothing there. Just a hollow shell now. An old bench dedicated to people that love the area. The giant's ruler over there saying it is 6 feet deep, but like that can be bog at the bottom. This is the bit where Rachel's trying to kill us both by making us walk up the steepest hill she can find. Ain't you, Rach? Yeah. Making us walk up the steepest hill you can find.
No, this one isn't as steep, but not as steep.
Thinking of a place in future to come and reflect and sit, ponder, just think about my sister and the times we had, and it might actually be here. Now, I know obviously they are the wings of a bird, but why not the wings of an angel? And we can sit here, look out over the lake. It is an angel. I think we found the spot. This is where some point during the year we will come remember these people and remember Debs. And that's the view. (1960 to 2007). It's beautiful. This is always one of them quite essential things to look at as you come past here. That is the gate of the game show, The Wild Things, where contestants, half of them would be dressed up normally, the other half would be blindfolded and dressed up as animals from the woods, your likes of your badgers, foxes, rabbits, deers, owls, ducks, etc. And they would play a multitude of games for a prize in estimation of about £10,000. Long gone, don't know whether they're ever going to bring it back, but it was quite cool at its time. So the storybook area, the tales of legends, myths, and the storybook. That is huge. The woods are surrounded by little homes for little elves and pixies and the people who look after this beautiful place. And then here we have some of the woods protectors, the folk that live here. Beautifully done, beautifully created. Obviously for kids, but it does open their imagination. It's a nice little habitat for an animal. Obviously used for kids to play with. But a lot of time and effort went into that.
Yeah.
Should we see if anyone's in? One thing you can certainly say around this place is that it's certainly got all the facilities you need. It's got toilets that are plentiful and clean, spotlessly clean. I've just been in there and there must be about 6 or 7 in the gents, probably the same in the ladies. You can get a coffee from the coffee shack there, which is called the Heron. And yeah, plentiful. Really, really good area. Make our way back into the woods and back towards Stockwood Park now. And this is the Pixie Wood area. And there's a lot of little, quite quirky, fun characters and sculptures, not cultures, in this direction. Get my teeth put in right one day. Have you had a pleasant day, Rach?
Yes.
Well, you was sitting down for the most part when I was doing my urbexy bit, which I'm happy about because I found it. I was going on, should I, shouldn't I, but I did it. I would love to have the creative skill to do that. Probably someone done that with a chainsaw and a couple of little bits and pieces, tacked it together. This is the other bit I was contemplating at some point, if we had to get together with people, friends, relatives of my sister, and come and sit, think about Debs, have a drink from that shack back there, and just sit here, because I think it's quite unique. Some benches made out of leaves. Just some of the pleasant things that go through your mind when you think about those that are no longer with us. certainly miss her. That is really, really cool. And I think she'd appreciate that as well. Same with the angel wings that we see previously. Oh, there's my old friend the spider. Or Daddy Long Legs, or whatever it is. It's certainly cool. If you're not into that sort of thing, it's the thing of nightmares. Again, yeah, 1950s B-movie horror movies. Eight-legged freaks. Rachel was stuck to the path. I wanted to walk round by the Christmas trees, as I think they're kind of cool. I don't think these guys are ever chopped down, because they've been here for a long, long time. That's got to be, I don't know, 25 feet. Yeah, cool little area. Perhaps I'll find Bigfoot. Perhaps not. Back to the point where we joined up now. Closer look at the gate. And we're heading off back in that direction where Rachel is. We've come down to the bottom end of where the boathouse is. You can see where some sort of bridge would have gone across originally. Obviously they've taken that down to stop people getting on there and vandalising it. Don't know whether it's listed or not. As I said, that used to, just the foundations. There used to be a hut right on top of that which had a thatch roof well before my time. And that's where people go in, change, come down those steps which are mirrored to these, goes like this up this side and down the other side, and then they were going for a dip, maybe wash their clothing, maybe get on a boat which may be moored up underneath there where the ducks have just come out, and go around the little lake. Let's leave it to the ducks. Well guys, that is going to do it for today. It started off as just the idea of a walk and talk in the woods, which ended up into an urbex, finding them abandoned old 50s, 60s era vehicles, whether they were vans, cars, not 100% sure. Then finding the abandoned graveyard. Both I've been wanting to find for quite a while, so it's been a successful day. Then we've just had a pleasurable walk around both of these woods. And so I'm absolutely knackered. I'm going to call it quits for the day. As you can tell, I'm out of breath. So anyway guys, thanks for watching. As you know, I fly by the seat of my pants, and I don't know what's coming up next week. It is my birthday week, so there'll be a couple of vlogs, and I'll see you in the movies. Enjoy the rest of the weekend guys. Bye for now.